It's a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're in search of a new marketing channel, want to share your message with the world, or just want to have your own show, podcasting's an easy, inexpensive, and enjoyable way to expand your online reach. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more within minutes of finishing your recording. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right affiliates, and the Buzzsprout team is passionate about helping you succeed. Join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Let's create something great together.
Good.
Yes, sir. Mr. Rub my hands.
Oh, right. Yeah. Every time.
I don't mind it. I just know you pointed it out and said something about it. It was like I was not doing that.
Yeah.
So it makes me laugh every time. Because I never would have probably like said anything. But now that she said something, every time you do it, I think about it.
Well, like when I like listen to stuff, like I listen for everything. So like when I listened back to that one particular show, and I was like, oh my God, hell man, I gotta stop doing that. Sounds like sandpaper or something. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing going. 3, 2, 1.
You are now about to enter the hottest podcast on the planet.
It's your boy DJ Superman.
It's your girl So. Peace, it's ya.
What's up? It's your boy Scooby.
Now get ready. You just entered the Tough Talk podcast with the Tough Talk crew.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back from our break. That's right, the Tough Talk podcast with the Tough Talk crew. Not sure where I'm pointing, but y'all get the idea. It's all good because we are back in the hood. That's right. We are back with, what's this, episode 9? Is it 9, 10? 10? See, I'm losing track. We're out here. So let me go ahead and introduce the crew so we can get started. We have y'all in the building.
Peace, prophecy, divine light, and love, with shade, with peace.
Love the energy. Love the energy. Everybody, next up, we have So in the building.
I think you pointed the wrong way. Hey, everybody.
It's good on my screen. Don't worry about it. I got it. And of course, you got DJ Superman. How's it going, everybody? Just real quick. Is there anything that people don't know about y'all that we haven't mentioned before?
Ooh, spring it on us. Let's see. I won best shot in a tennis tournament. Not tennis, golf. Yes, golf. I wanted to play like tennis, but I didn't end up ever doing anything with tennis other than just play. But I won a golf tournament. Best shot was the trophy that I got. I hit the ball onto the green the very first shot, and it probably went about 90 yards.
Wow.
90 yards. And I don't know. I only did that one time.
But you did it.
Right. I only did it one time, and it was probably like the dopest thing I thought, because like I was in a little camp and everybody else didn't look like me, but
Right.
it was dope to me because I made us all look good. It was girls against boys basically.
Yeah.
So, it was dope.
That's what's up. Next time we go to Top Golf, you will definitely coming.
Well,
Yeah,
we
you
were supposed to
may
go
be
the other night. Yeah, we were supposed to go the other night, and it was raining, so we rescheduled. But definitely got Top Golf on the list again.
But here's the cool thing about Top Golf. Even if it's raining or whatever, it's still cool. Like you ain't got to worry about no rain, no storm, nothing. Like they got you covered. Like even if it's like cold outside, they got heaters and everything. Like you are straight.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know that. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't either.
Yeah, like because like they obviously know you're gonna be right there in the elements. So like
Yeah.
if it's like raining or whatever, the rain, whatever the angle is, it's not far enough to come back and like get to you. So you straight on that end. And if it's cold, man, they got these heaters, like you're gonna be hot. Like they straight.
Oh wow,
Yeah, top off straight.
that's lit.
So keep that in mind.
So what we don't know.
I don't know. I was trying to think. I don't know. That's like a random question. I don't know. My brain isn't
Very
on
random.
today. I don't know.
Let me think. 'Cause I had one earlier and then I lost it. I was hoping by the time I got done talking, I was gonna remember what it was.
See? So wrong. I used to want to be an attorney.
Okay.
And then a hairstylist. But my mom, she went off on me when I told her I wanted to be a hairstylist instead of an attorney. And I didn't understand why at the time. But she came back and she was like, she wanted me to own the hair salon if I was going to be a hairstylist. But I didn't understand at the time. And I was just so distraught that she was so angry at me. And I was like, you know, who kills a kid's dream? But she had a bigger vision. I didn't get it. So yeah. But yeah, that's probably two things. I wanted to be a news anchor, which I pretty much went to school for communication. So I guess I stayed in alignment with that. But yeah, I wanted to be the president of the United States. You know, what kid doesn't? Then it went to being an attorney and then a hairstylist. And then somewhere along the line, it came back to the news anchor. So
Okay. Cool.
That's what.
And I just remembered what it was. All right. So this is like some years ago or whatever, but I was officially a part of a rock band, but it was like in this middle transition period where they had like some stuff happen with the old crew, and then I was coming in, and before we could actually like get to the shows, some other BS happened, so nothing never actually went down. But yeah, I was like the DJ for a rock band called Ninth Corner, and it kind of had like that Linkin Park kind of feel, because you know they had their DJ and whatnot. So it was real cool. Like it was, yeah. So like if you like rock and all that kind of stuff, I'm sitting over here, I'm just like, yeah, and they just doing their thing. Now come in. Yeah, it was good vibes. It was crazy. Yeah. But I hate that we didn't get to the shows yet, because I was like, man, I was so ready, because like I was like a fan of theirs from the fan perspective. And then when it was like, yeah, we need a DJ, and then the people was like throwing my name out, I was like, oh snap, okay, that'd be cool. You know what I mean?
Love, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my little thing that a lot of people may not know about me. Yeah, I was in a rock band once. But
right.
Anything cool in regards to this immediate past week? I know we're gonna touch on some other things that happened at the New Year's and whatnot, but anything within the immediate week that, you know, for y'all?
Nah, it's a quiet week for me. I'm thankful.
That's good.
Yeah. Needed it, much needed.
Bet. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. I'm getting my six-pack back.
Hey, that's always good. Right to the bounce back.
Yeah, no, like AB put up a pull-up bar, and it's definitely been helpful. Like where it's at, you know, it's high traffic areas, so it's one of those things. Like every time you walk past it, hit it a few times, you know. And so I start to see the results like heavily now, and I'm just happy because that's what I was working on last year. But I've been doing plant-based meal preps for Barbie T.
Word.
And she's been pretty satisfied with her food, and so I felt good about that, because one thing I like to tell people is that, you know, having a plant-based lifestyle doesn't necessarily mean like having to you know, restrict yourself 100%. It just means giving yourself an opportunity to try alternatives. And, you know, we did lasagna and spaghetti and quinoa and veggies, stir fried, you know, kind of like fried rice, but, you know, quinoa replaces the grain and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, lots of salads and homemade trail mixes that have a lot of, you know, a lot less of the oils and the, you know, shelf taste. I don't know. I get shelf taste from like, you know, trail mixes that I already get mixed in the store. But anyway, but it's just, I just feel like that it's a lot of different things, you know, we're still learning to replicate, you know, and, you know, giving people an opportunity to see some of their favorite foods, you know, prepared a plant-based way is actually, it's refreshing because at the end of the day, like that's where we started. We did start plant-based lifestyles with what we had from the earth because there was a time when, you know, manufacturing plants and lots of, you know, production sites weren't around. You know, you couldn't
Right.
get stuff from stores and, you know, you had to be a hunter gatherer. And so I think that, you know, the Sankofa, you know, reach back and get it, look back and get your answers. I feel like utilizing that as a way of thinking helps you to really find yourself because I feel like everything is back in history. You know, all of our answers are here for us, and it's really just a way we implement them in our lives that works for us. So, you know, just trying to return to our natural roots and share that with our loved ones because at the end of the day, you know, it's really up to us to make a better place for ourselves to exist in. You know, we exist outside, you know, here with lots of other people too.
Yeah.
So sometimes that gets uncomfortable. So when you get yourself in order, you can retreat back into yourself and into the space that you create for yourself outside of yourself. You know, it's peace. Everybody wants to exist in peace.
That's it. And for those of y'all that's not from this area, Barbie T, she is the co-host on Hot 98.1 here in Greenville, South Carolina with Dex and Barbie T in the morning. And she also has her morning show. I think that stops at 3, also on Hot 98.1. So that's what's up. Let's see here. There are several things. Let me just go ahead and touch on what everybody's been touching on because it's just been, it is what it is at this point. So yo, like the Capitol, like what? Like here's my thing about it. So everybody's screaming, you know, revolution and voter fraud, this, that, and the third, or whatever like that. But what they don't realize is that those are like serious offenses. Like I know they've like started to like catch people and things like that, and the FBI is needing help, quote unquote, to find these people, even though they have social media and all these other avenues to locate and identify these people. But yeah, that's a lot of federal offenses and a lot of prison time that was up on that hill that day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane. Like there's just so much going around that topic. I don't understand what is happening right now. I didn't know what y'all thoughts were on that before I proceeded.
Do you know if they're still under curfew?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just remember that first day they were.
What's crazy is I was running errands the day that I had heard about it. And I know it was really hard to get an Uber.
Oh no.
But I was like, you know, everybody must be Trump supporters, all the Ubers, because ain't none of them here.
Yeah.
It was like an hour. I'm telling you, that's unheard of. You know, you pop up, no cars available.
Yeah.
It was like that for like an hour.
Huh.
So everybody was at the Capitol building.
I wonder if anybody else had experience during that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that had any correlation, or if everybody was just like stopping and watching to see what was going on, or if they were actually a part of some like protests. You know what I'm saying? Like a silent protest type thing or something.
Yeah, my our Uber driver was saying how his mother lives in the area and he was trying to make sure she had gotten home and stuff like that. But I know from that point forward, that was all I heard about for maybe the next day. But I haven't really look too much into it other than every time I open my phone, I see a different video or meme or
Right.
something like that. I know y'all didn't see the funny videos. Oh my goodness.
Hold on. Speaking on that, let me go and throw this up real quick because this, like I said, this is insane, y'all. This is stupid. So this chick, for whatever reason, I'm just let her speak. Hold on, this is stupid. All right, here we go.
Ma'am, what happened to you?
I got maced.
You got maced.
Please.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside and they pushed me out and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Like, okay.
Did you see the one with the little boy and the guy, and they basically did the voiceovers? The big brother, I guess he did the voice of the guy who was interviewing her.
Nah.
And the little brother did the voice of the lady, and it was the cutest thing ever.
My thing is, okay, so you over here upset because you got maced in the face trying to start this revolution, but what people don't understand is, see, okay, here's the thing before I get too deep in that.
There's casualties in war.
That, but 80, I say a good strong 90% of America's populace is not about that life. Okay, like the things that have to go down for the change that or the revolution they're talking about, they are not built like that. Like they may talk like that, but they're not built like that. Like none of the people of today are really, really built like that. You got some people in other countries that's built like that because they've been hardened like that for a long, long time. But we've had the luxuries of first world society and, you know, everything coming to us, you know, at a whim. Like we're not about that life, you know. We're just not. And like people, you know, getting registered with guns and, you know, talking about I got my right to carry this, that, and the third or whatever. Okay, but this whole, you know, I know a couple years ago they talking about race war this, and some other time they talking about the government coming to take our guns, and then some other time it was something else, whatever. Y'all are not built for this. Like, stop. Like, just vote and do the right thing, man. Just stop with all this craziness, man.
But is voting the right thing?
I'm gonna say yeah, only because when you get the right people to do the right things in motion, I'm seeing the changes. Because when you like, it's pretty much like it's a game. Everything in life is a game. If you know how the game is played, then you can win. But the thing is that you can have so many players in the game, it gets more difficult because they start trying to change the rules. But the rules are already set. As long as you know how to play the game, you know what I'm saying, things can take place.
Do you ever feel like you're simply having to choose between maybe like sometimes the lesser of two evils?
Oh, always.
Like, I feel like we're presented with upfront the options to do the same thing in two different ways, right?
Yeah.
But they're never two options that we have input on.
Right.
We have to just make those decisions between the two options. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, see, the rabbit hole with that is then it's like, okay, well, who do we trust that would say, hey, I would actually go for that position of office that we could say, okay, that's the guy I would pick. But, you know, most people are like, nah, I don't really want to do that. But then we're stuck with the options given because nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's a much, you know, bigger thing. And why is my background flickering like that? Anyway, it's, you know, it can go deep as far as, you know, like you said, we're stuck with two different choices of either A or B, and neither of them might be right, the best choice or whatever. Probably so, but where was the guy that would have been the best choice? Like, is he, working somewhere, or is he hustling somewhere, or like, is he an activist somewhere? Why wasn't he one of our options versus just these two? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could have been funding, because a lot of these campaigns take a lot of money, it's just all part of the process. And that's like when these people, I say these people, I don't want to say it wrong, but I know Diddy was one of the co-founders. Was it the Black Party movement or Black Party something? How they word it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. From what I was told, they were kind of like not an actual political party, but they were like a group to have influence on the Democratic Party to make better decisions or something like that. Is that correct?
I don't know. I just stay away from it. But
Right.
I mean, this conversation can go really, really deep because
That's all I want to go too deep.
Yeah, because we do choose the lesser of the two evils. And then like when you go down the history line, there's ties for all of them. So that's why I don't want to go all into it. It's a lot, but it's kind of like we're given, what we're given, and then we have to just kind of pick from it. And it sucks because we're supposed to be one of the best countries as far as that goes, but yet we're still to a point just as bad off as the other countries, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but the whole thing last week, like I don't know if anybody watched the speech that was given first that sent all those crazy people to go do that. But like even that speech, 45 was in like rare form, like cursing. Like I've never heard him curse like that. I've heard him curse a couple of times, but like every other word was like a curse word. And when it first came on, it was live, so it didn't get bleeped out. And then when they play it back, you hear a lot of beep, 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 beep. But yeah, he was like in rare form, and he pretty much warned us. I don't think people took him serious or paid attention, but he did warn us that January 6th was going to be the day of reckoning. He kept saying that. He was like, it's going to, everything's going to happen. It's going to work out, for our party, da, da, da. And I don't think a lot of people paid attention to him because he had so many tantrums and Twitter fingers on Twitter. So I think everybody just kind of like, whatever, have your tantrum, just hurry up and pack your stuff. But he gave us a warning. And then when he did that speech, he even warned us again. I mean, when he gave them the orders to go to the Capitol, and he was like, and I'll meet you there, even though he was too much of a coward to meet them there. He told them that, and they're such believers and supporters. Like, it almost reminds me of how the people used to fall out for Michael Jackson when he would perform. That's what they remind me of. Like,
yeah,
I think
like following.
Yeah, like they were really, really thinking he was going to be there. And so they marched on over there, and by any means necessary, they're going to win the election, Yeah. So it was a crazy, scary moment because that could have went really far left. I do have my thoughts on that too, because I do think that if it was dark-skinned people, I do feel like it would have been a totally different outcome as far as more casualties, first and foremost. And then just even the way of treatment. So, it just goes to show you, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen after January 20th and on January 20th. Because once again, he's given us warning, he's not going to the inauguration. So, my concern is where is he going and what is he going to do? I personally, I wonder if he's going to have a rally somewhere, if he's going to, as far as I'm concerned, is he going to go invite the Russians in? Like, I just don't trust him. And, everybody's all geared up about the inauguration. But at this point, history's already changed itself this year. In this year itself, 2020 and this year so far. Changed. Look, I would like, if I was in charge, everything would be different. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it would mess up whatever he's trying to do at the same time.
Now, the last thing I heard him say, because he might have said this after I heard him say this, But last thing I heard was, and he sounded like he was forced to say it because I think they said he was reading it from a teleprompter, but he was going to have a peaceful transition, blah, 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 and all the right things he should have been saying. But was what you're saying after that speech?
Yeah, he made it clear. It's on I feel like he put it on Twitter before they closed the Twitter account. He posted it somewhere, but he's made it very clear that he won't be at the inauguration.
Oh my goodness.
And it was after that speech, because that was the question. Everybody was like, well, he just said he's gonna have a peaceful transition.
Right.
But Pence is expected to be there. But he's not. He's made it clear that he's not coming.
Wow.
So that's why I said, like, where is he going? What is he gonna do? Like, and it sucks because he's taking the attention away, from the new president-elect and vice president-elect. Like, at the same time, he's pulling the attention away from where,
I wonder if 45 read the 48 Laws of Power, because a lot of stuff that he does is straight out that book. Like, cause I was, like I said, when I went through the book, I was like paying attention to some things, and some of the stuff that he does verbatim is out of that book. Like, it's insane.
Why he's so good at what he does?
Because like there is like an actual chapter in there about building cult-like followings, and like what it says in the book, almost verbatim, he does. Like by being vague, making promises, making what you say seem almost larger than life, but in a simple form that people can grasp onto. Like it's like, oh man. It's crazy when you look at it, because it's like, wow, this dude like really did build a cult like following, make America great again. Very simple, context. Make America great again. I can understand that. Let's do that. But then we see the results of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like when you start putting all the pieces together, it's crazy.
Yeah, he helped. I mean, go back to the debate. Proud Boys, stand back, stand by.
Right.
January 6th.
Yeah, and some people could know. Yeah, and some people could say maybe he got flustered and maybe he didn't mean to say that or whatever. But now it's like maybe he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's
not so
intentional.
crazy.
I think he's intentional with what he says. As dumb as he is, he's a smart person.
Right.
Or I should say, as dumb as his tactics are, he's actually a really smart person because he executes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta figure this out. This is doing some weird stuff.
Yeah. I like it. It looks like you're in a cartoon over there.
Maybe if I could get the light that way. Bam. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't think I'm. All right, here we go. Okay, cool. All right, so let me go off of that subject. Real quick, so that way we can go ahead and jump into topic, because y'all's gonna be taking over the show for today. Two things real quick. So I was watching or listening to Steve Harvey. So I just wanted to play this little clip for y'all real quick and get y'all opinions, because I was like, what in the entire? So I don't know if y'all listen to his show or not, but there's a subject, not a subject, but a segment on there where what's her name? She does a strawberry letter on the show, and that's where people send in their letters and they get advice. And Sherry, yeah, she gives her advice on it first, and then Steve come in behind and then gives his advice. I'm just gonna play the main where she reads the letter, and I want y'all to hear how crazy this stuff sounds, because I was like thinking to myself, like, who in the world just like it's insane, man. But here it go. Let me let y'all hear this.
I'm going to switch gears here because it is time now for the strawberry letter. If you need advice on relationships, work, sex, dating, parenting, and more, please submit your strawberry letter to steveharveyfm.com and click submit strawberry letter. We could be reading your letter live, like we're going to read this one right here, right now.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the strawberry letter.
I love this subject. I really didn't click with his wife. Dear Stephen Shirley, yeah, I met a great guy on a dating website and we ended up getting really close. And after a few months of dating, we got a place together. 4 months later, I found out he is very happily married and he's having a baby, but not by his wife. After he came clean about everything, I jumped on him, and he did not lay a finger on me because he knew he was wrong. He stayed in the relationship with me and eventually introduced me to the girl that's having his son. I wasn't interested in being friendly to her, so he didn't force it. He was very eager for me to meet his wife, and I agreed to. I'm older than he is, and I'm a bit old-fashioned and like to do things the old-school way, so I told him to invite his wife over to our place for dinner. I must admit that his wife is cool and really beautiful, but we didn't click right away. She spent the first night at our house, and all of us slept together that night. We continued to mess around, and I was cool with sharing her husband, but things started going downhill fast. He started letting his wife use my car, and when I had extra money, he'd borrow it to do something nice for his wife. This is the craziest letter. I didn't really click with her, so I didn't appreciate him using my resources to help her. Then his wife lost her job during the lockdown, so he asked if she could stay with us for a while till she could move back to her mom's house. Now that she's there, it's like three's company, and I'm taking care of him and his wife. I told him I didn't really care for her, and he's putting her needs over mine. I want to get out of this three-way situation and have him all to myself. Do you think this can happen now? Please advise. Wait a minute.
Man.
What he said, wait a minute.
There's just a lot going on in this one letter.
That was too much.
I was listening to it and I was just like, okay, I've heard that before. Wait a minute, did what? Had the wife for dinner? Wait a minute, but then he got a baby by somebody else, and then y'all staying. Man, look, it's too much. It's too much. Fellas, what are y'all doing out here, man? Like, it's too much, man. Like, stop. Chill. Slow down.
It seems like they're okay with it. They're an understanding about it, but there's just just a simple unliking between the wife and is she the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl A is the girlfriend. Girl B is the one he has the kid with that he's not with. And girl C is his actual wife.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just the girlfriend and the wife that, have the issue. They just need to have a conversation. They need to figure out an understanding about what they're going to do. Like, you can be okay with a relationship and still need your space from certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like she's trying to do the right thing by, letting it crash for a while. But they just need to talk. They live in the same house. They got to figure it out somehow.
Yeah, I just feel that the talking is not happening because it sounds like he's just doing and not talking. Because if he's using girl A car to help wife C, and he didn't talk to her about that, like, that's overstepping some bounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get what he's trying to do, but I just feel like there's just way too much going on for him to try to, I don't know. And I know I'm just trying to do too much. I don't know.
Trying and not actually doing.
Right.
I think that's the actual difference, is you can attempt something that you're not able to fully execute without issues.
Like I get, like, there are some people, that, desire certain lifestyles and everything, but from this letter, man, I don't know, man. This might not be for you. But last thing real quick, we actually had our link up show, which was very good. There was everybody showed up, didn't they? Or was there like a couple people that didn't show up?
There's a few people that didn't show.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 of them.
Just 3? Okay, it's still not bad. We had a good show. Everybody, had a decent turnout for, being gone so long. I believe everyone got their food on time this time around and everything. Shout out to Hefe Neal. He came out and his supporters came out that night. Like when he performed, like it was like a little mini concert. So I was very thrown back by that. But aside from that, we had a lot of great talent from all over. When I say all over. And yeah, it was a really dope show. So, as soon as we kind of figure out what's going on with this whole COVID situation, we're going to be back on a regular schedule. But until then, yes, shout out to everyone at that show. And pictures will be up soon on the Link Up SC on Instagram. So, definitely follow that if you're not already. So, if we don't have anything else to talk about that, we're going to go ahead and slide into the topic with Yah at the helm. If you'd like to bring us in, go ahead.
This is consistency and healing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So to heal. To heal is to alleviate an individual's distress or anguish. And at the end of the day, we can say treat it or cure it, but that wouldn't be accurate at all, because honestly, once you have in some way broken something or wounded something or injured something in any way, it's not what it was. It's no longer either whole, or it's no longer full, or whatever state it was when you first encountered it, it has in that time since lost something. So all we can do is heal it, make it a little bit better, alleviate it, comfort it, try to bring it back to an upward state. And so I feel like in life we have tons of distractions all over us in many different ways every single day. And sometimes focusing on whatever it is you have to do to survive gets you off track from the things that are necessary to heal. Not being able to be consistent in whatever your journey is, because your day-to-day life and survival has been your conditioning for some time, and the new things that you implement that are here to, bring you back to your divine state, your unbothered existence, purely just existing as we truly are meant to do. We're meant to exist in peace and love and harmony and be unbothered. However, we also are in an evolved state as a species where we make certain decisions that benefit some of us and detriment others of us. So we do have to adjust to the way that life is now. So I wanted to know, what are some things that help you guys with consistency in healing, helping yourself to stay on track with things that you implement in your life that are helping you to grow and remain balanced and able to balance your day-to-day life, how you've grown to be comfortable for you, but also allowing yourself to grow with new things you implement that are good for you and for the future you and whatever it is you wish to be or do, what helps you stay on track with that?
You want to go? Or?
You can
Okay. In regards to the first part, for me, so a lot of times just taking time to myself, I know a lot of times, my girl hates it, but at the same time, it's like, I just like my me time too. You know what I mean? Like, you're at work and you're running around and doing 10 million different things. And a lot of times you don't get a time to just kind of just sit down and just, and just enjoy you and the silence and just being, excuse me, hold on, clear my throat. And just the quiet of your own presence, you know what I mean?
Right.
Aside from that, for me, a lot of times when I'm out on the route and stuff, you're going through different emotions and whatnot. So I don't really have time to like really focus on how to deal with those emotions. So that's why a lot of times I listen to podcasts, just, getting into the books and things like that. So that way my mind can stay busy on other subjects instead of just my mind racing, thinking about all these other things that's going on in the world or problems I may be having and things like that. So for me, podcasts and just listening audio helps me in regards to that healing process. Because I know along with, communicating with different people, when I was in my real bad depression area, like use those podcasts that was helping me kind of like get out of that, because it may be something uplifting they would say, or a positive affirmation or something like that, and it just gets you out of that negative mindset so you can get to like a healing area. So those are two things for me personally that I like to take advantage of.
That's beautiful.
So I think it's about the same. I have a lot of time to myself now. There's times in the car I don't listen to the radio or anything, just silence. Just to not have anything like coming in your head, interfering with your thoughts. And sometimes it's good for a social media break. It can be draining, overwhelming, and just toxic, depending on what you're looking at. And, like you don't even have to follow toxic people. Sometimes just like with the whole shenanigans last week, that's all you see on the timeline. So it's like, just take a break until everybody gets over that. A meditation, I'm not good with it, but every now and then I'll do it just to like reset, try to clear a head for the day or, whatever's going on. I do pray, so that's pretty much it. I had gotten back into reading. I just got to get some new books. I want to try the ones like what you're doing. What do you call that?
Audiobooks.
Audiobooks, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely want to try that, but I still also want to get back into reading more because sometimes, it for one, it increases your vocabulary. And I'm starting to feel like I'm forgetting a lot lately. So I don't know if that'll help, like, trigger my brain cells to do better and remember stuff. And just free my mind, and it doesn't mean like every book that I read is going to be like some nonfiction, documentary. Like I still want to read some Terry McMillan and, believe in love a little bit or, whatever the case, just have some fun. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be so serious. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things, just have fun. Yeah.
Now, y'all, quick question. Would a form of meditation be also considered like how So was saying she's driving the car, she's got nothing playing, she's in her own silence. Could that be also a form of meditation, or would that be something more considered that you're actually physically still and not still distracted by things going on by the road also? On audio.
Yeah, I knew I was going to do that. But I was going to say, honestly, I feel like in that moment, that's the best that you're able to do. So I feel like that's the closest to meditation you'd be able to get in that moment. But I think that any other time, if you allow yourself to be able to drift away and just exist with the stillness of yourself, then, you're in deep meditation. But, sitting in your car with nothing else going on and you just, maybe breathing and thinking happy thoughts, peaceful thoughts, that is a form of meditation.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes that sitting in the car thing too, boy, that thing is real. When you come home and you just be stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that junk is real. Like, that'd be some of them good moments though. Like, just be there. Like,
Sitting in the car when you got home from work and sitting on the toilet is the two areas where you just got nothing going on. You by yourself, you peaceful, like I'm just here.
Yeah, there was a guy in the neighborhood who would work the night shift, and he probably come home like 5, 6 o'clock in the rise, and he would basically just sit outside and blast old school slow jams for like 30 minutes and wake everybody up early. And so people started to around like 11 o'clock noon basically play loud music because that's when he would sleep. And it was
Oh
one of
man.
those "I'm gonna get you back" things, and I just thought it was crazy. Because after a while, you get used to it. It's slow jams. Like
Yeah.
it's early, but but these are just slow jams. You can go back to sleep to this.
Now I was gonna ask, because I know when you was asking the questions, it felt like to me it's kind of like broken up into two parts. So like, what was that second part you were asking? Because I wanted to touch back on that because I don't feel like I answered that.
Basically, what helps you, because essentially, for me, I know that I have to continually recreate processes. So what worked for you last time may not work for you this time because you may be in a different phase of your healing. And, I do feel like as we get better, our processes should get better because at that point you are now capable of dealing with something. It feels less serious over time because you are more serious about how you're going about doing better or moving forward or accomplishing whatever goal you said you were going to put your energy into. Whatever it is you decided to do for yourself, you put yourself to it. Um, so that's basically what I don't remember if it was anything other than that, but that's basically what I was saying. It's like it's not always the same for me. I still have to figure out sometimes how to do simple things. And, that's a conversation I have to have with myself because my mind will be altered on something and I'll have to bring myself back by a reassurance, an affirmation, a physical encounter. Sometimes my mind just really leaves. And it's amazing because that does help with meditation. But in the waking state, you do have to be able to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've done it before. I'd be driving, and then I might even tell an artist I'm going to listen to their music. Or it could just be my favorite song. And I'll be like, yeah, it's my jam. Turn it up. And before I know it, the song has gone off and I'm at my destination or whatever. And I'll just be like, dang. Like, I don't even remember what happened in between turning that song on and where I come back. So
Right.
it's like your mind just be gone. And I do think sometimes that's from having too much going on, that you can just drift off like that. It's like your mind asking for a break sometimes. I don't know. That's just me because I think a lot. I don't sleep right at night, like most nights. I probably don't go into a good sleep until about 2 o'clock, if that, And then it's a deep sleep. And then I wake back up like all of a sudden, like 5, 7 in between. Like what just happened? But I don't know if that's my mind. Like when, I disappear like that, I don't know if that's my mind, like just asking for a break, like help.
I mean, I totally get it though, because you're just so busy, and like, for me, I got the same issue as far as like sleep. Like my mind is just constantly racing and like thinking about this, and maybe I can do this, or how can I make this better, or what do I need to do to improve on that, and all this other stuff. And that for me is why I smoke CBD. Knocks me out, gets me in that nice, good, chill sleep modes where I may wake up in the night, but it's not, instead of like waking up like 6 or 7 times, it might be like 1 or 2, you know. So because I know like melatonin, that didn't really do it too much for me. But yeah, that's why I smoke, because of sleep. It's horrible. But
You found a strain that works for you? A strain in particular?
um I'm trying to remember all the different ones that I have tried. As far as the ones that I like, they've had a more smoother feel to me than some others. I know there's one that's wedding cake, and there's another one special sauce. I like those two a lot. There was some where I was just like, nah, man, like I don't know what this is, but we can't never meet again. Like I can't remember which one of those were, but I do know special sauce, wedding cake. There's another one that my girl got from another shop that had a nice decline to it, to where it wasn't like rough or nothing like that. So that was just, you know, looking out and experimenting and seeing which one does what I need it to do for me. That, you know, it's kind of part of that journey. But on top of that, in regards to your mind being busy and, you know, trying to find different things to kind of deal with stuff, you know, that's also, you know, why I take martial arts, you know, so I can kind of just go in there and just focus on, okay, I'm here for this art, you know, to get out whatever frustration, you know, I can channel that here, you know, finding those different channels to do that, you know, whether it's art or music or whatever the case may be. You know, for me, it's martial arts, DJing, and things like that. You know, it's just a matter of someone finding what those avenues are so that they can get to that healing point to, you know, I won't say combat, but, you know, kind of just work through their whatever, whether it be trauma or, you know, just bad energy in the air. You just kind of need to shake off or whatever. You know, we just need those things to, you know, not have us meditating on the negative all the time. That makes sense.
Yeah, coping. You need things to cope. You need
Yeah.
things to express yourself and exert your energy, and also help you, like in that same moment you're gaining skill, you know, technique, strategy, lots of different things that's helpful in your growth as well. And you can apply them in different areas of your life. Like some of those strengths also apply discipline, you know, so you could be learning multiple different things at one time that are going to benefit you in different areas of your life, which is important too. I think of us multitasking to get as much done in the amount of time that we do have, because in having so much going on, you know, you are going to need time to rest, and I think it is important for us to take time out for that. We on autopilot sometimes, I feel like, is all. And I know that when I space out, it's because sometimes I'm on autopilot, or you know, I just had a moment to space out and then it happened really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I know if you had any more on that, or
No, not really, you know, because honestly, like, I think us taking time to heal, us taking time to do what helps us be better and be vocal about it is important. And then being able to be consistent in it. You know, I know sometimes things happen and we do have to divert or adjust, and, you know, but it's just important for us to take time to heal. And consistently healing, I know, is something that I've worked on probably for as long as I can remember, and I'm still working on. So I just wanted to say, like, it's okay for that to be a lifelong journey. Like, healing is realistically a lifelong journey, because, like I said, once something has been injured in some sort of way, even a little bit, it's not the same as it was before. And then on top of that, we're evolving. So sometimes we're healing with change itself. So, it's okay. It's cool. Like, it's real. Like, let that be okay. And make time for that and make it a priority. Just like food is, it's what determines who we are each and every day with ourselves and with everyone we encounter on a day-to-day basis. Where we at with our healing affects our entire lives. And it's okay to take time for that. And it's important to take time for that. And say help when you need help. And you should feel like you can ask for help in your relationships, or you should not have them. Like, those are conversations that we don't get when we're children, and we later on have to find out and then implement that into our lives. But I think it's important for us to talk to our children as if they understand what we're saying. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to make time for what's going to help you feel better, but you got to talk about it.
Yeah. And one thing you mentioned that I feel like, I know for me is like really, really hard, is just being vocal about certain stuff.
It's hard.
Because I like to, not to say, I don't say I like to, but it's real easy to just like hold it in. I'll deal with it. I figure out a way, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But just, being open to say, hey, I got this going on, blah, 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 blah. That, man, that's tough. That's tough.
Mm-hmm. It's difficult to be vulnerable, but it is rewarding when you're in a safe space with a safe individual to be vulnerable. It is rewarding. So, that's why I say, like, that is the purpose of, us taking the time to do it, because I think it also helps us evaluate our relationships, as far as like asking ourselves if it's okay for us to confide in who we call our loved ones, because we're a village, and we're only as strong as the weakest link. That's going to be anything that you ever build is only going to be strong as the weakest part of it. And so that part should always be nurtured and nourished. So I just think that sometimes we forget that, because, we have personas and we have positions and titles, and they require us to execute at a certain level, to deliver a certain delivery every single time. And sometimes our feelings aren't like that. Our feelings aren't, robotic. Our feelings don't fit between labels, Our feelings are forever changing. We are forever changing. And so we have to figure out how to operate at different levels and talk about what we need, and, figure out what we need to do to give ourselves what we need. And, that's just how life is. So we just have to constantly adjust and allow ourselves to heal while we're adjusting and be able to function at the same time. Life is a big multitask.
Yeah, that part. Yeah,
In order for us to be okay, like some people go crazy. Like, it's not as simple as it one day seems, or one day was, or things sometimes get more complicated, and once you figure it out, it's not complicated anymore. But everything new is like that. Everything new is gonna be like that.
Yeah, especially now, right? Like the pandemic and politics, everything going on. Like, people are losing their minds. As we saw, I got based. What did you think was gonna happen, George?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, she was lucky it was only that.
And that too, but you know what I mean? Like, she was devastated.
Oh, Lord. Well, storm the castle, or whatever she said. Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, with all this stuff going on now, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And like you said, some people, everybody relies on you to be the strong person. So, You know, I always tell people, like, you got to check on strong people too, because strong people need people too. You know, at some point they need a shoulder, ear, or something, you know, more than just, you know, for you to call and put it all on them. Just like if you go to a therapist, I always ask my therapist before, you know, I start my sessions, who do you talk to? You know what I'm saying? Because a good therapist needs another therapist, and so forth and so on. Because think about it, if they have their life and then they're taking in you and God knows how many other people and all of your stuff, they got to go put that stuff on somebody else too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, everybody needs somebody to lean on.
Oh, for sure.
yeah. It kind of reminds me of. I always thought of myself. There was this episode like way back. I can say way back. It's like in the '90s, but way back of the Rugrats, and like I was kind of like picture myself as like Tommy, and there was this one episode where Tommy explained to Chucky, he was like, "Hey, I know you think I'm brave, but I can't be as brave as I am without you. And if it wasn't for Chucky being there, Tommy wouldn't be the Tommy that he is."
Oh,
So I was kind of like, felt like that's kind of like how a lot of times, like when I do stuff, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm moving and this, that, and third, but it's the people around me that allow me to be able to make those moves. So,
yeah. Yeah, that's powerful because acknowledgement is key. You know, it's just like building anything. Like you're going to need support, a strong foundation, or the likelihood is it's going to fall. Whatever you're building is going to come tumbling down or not last for long and then come tumbling down.
right.
But it's got to be strong and it's got to be prepared. Um, that's important. It's like a diagram. I remember making those diagrams in school.
Which ones? To write a story?
No, like, you know, those diagrams on the board, and basically each individual would, for example, serve as a pillar or support beam on each corner of, say, a building or something like that that you're building. Like everyone's role, if everyone's job was not done, the mission wouldn't be accomplished, or, you know, the building wouldn't be built because the concrete foundation and then the support beams, you know, on top of it. If it wasn't done to key with everyone doing their jobs, it wouldn't have been done properly. It wouldn't have been successful. One of those type things.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, you want to go ahead and bring it on in on this one? Any closing statements?
No, not really.
I think that only thing I can say is in regards to, you know, the subject matter at hand is just everybody needs to find their way to deal with life. You know, life in general comes with all its ups and downs, traumas, discomforts, joys, pleasures, all the above. And, you know, we're just here living through it. You know, there wasn't exactly a guide to life. You know, some people can, you know, reference different manuals on how to have a better life, you know, but to each his own is how they choose to live it. And as we're going through these different phases, especially with, you know, evolving within ourselves, we need to find things to help us cope, manage, release stress, so that way we can function at a optimum capacity, so we can get through all this and hopefully have a lovely long life, and to share your experiences with the oncoming generation so they can make not as many mistakes as we did and have a better way to cope with what they're dealing with.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Do what works for you. Do what brings you peace and gives you joy and helps you get up every day. Do something you're passionate about that you're going to look forward to getting up and doing that also benefits you you profit from. It helps you live a healthy and long life, like you said. Everybody's ways are different.
That's it.
Facts.
All right. Shoot, before we go ahead and do an official wrap up then, anybody got anything coming up or any last things they need to just get out their chest before we get out of here?
No, I got a notification. My Gmail's gonna shut down. I had used too much storage. I had like 22,000 emails going back to 2010. I'm sitting here cleaning this crap.
Yeah, I find whatever the highest volume of whatever it is, search, click all, delete all. Yeah.
I'm like, bruh. I'm in 2012 now, so.
Oh man.
Be quiet.
Well, look, I only know one person personally that took the time to actually go through their emails and delete everything. Like, I only know one person that did that. So trust me, I get it. Mine is like flooded with crap.
I remember you talking about this at the studio.
Yeah, because it's like, man, who has the time to do this? Like, it's like literal. Back in the day when you get junk mail, well, you still get junk mail today, but not as much. But like we used to get like a whole bunch of junk mail in the mailbox. Like that's what it is. Like it's crazy. It just sits there because you're not actually throwing it away. You're just letting it sit there. But whatever. I don't know.
I'm unsubscribing from a lot of old subscriptions, little by little at a time, because they're still sending stuff, and I'm definitely not gonna be done this week or next week, but it's gonna get done.
Man, me and Trump about to be friends. I see all these MySpace notifications.
Well,
that's like the only app he can still use.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess it'll be me and him.
Lord, that thing's still functioning. I knew it was still out there, but I ain't know people still using it.
You better make me Google that. I gotta Google Trump MySpace.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a meme I had posted the other day, and it was like him sitting at the computer, like, "What's my MySpace password?" Like, that's the only app he'll still be able to safely use.
Oh, goodness.
Oh man!
Because did you see the list of all the apps that banned him?
I thought it was just Twitter and
Pandora,
oh,
Pinterest. It's
Pinterest.
Like I have to find it. It's a bunch of them. So yeah, all he got left is MySpace.
Wow. Random thought. So this kind of ties back to the email thing. I remember it was some years ago. They said that if you took the entire whole of the internet and put it in a form, that it would be the size of a strawberry. So that makes me think now, because I mean, if you think about it, I mean, yes, it's the internet and it's data, but data is still a thing that is being, sent and received over, networks. So there's still something physically tangible there. But when you take all that data and put it into one thing, it's like the size of a strawberry. But that was years ago. So I want to know, like, are we at like grapefruit status now? Because like,
I would say yeah.
Because I mean, reason that
a watermelon, dang it.
When we think about that, is like, okay, so like the internet started about the late 80s and then like really picked up into the 90s when it was like free access for everybody or whatever.
The AOL online CDs.
Yeah, hey, you got mail. Like, so if we've been creating all this stuff up until this time to make this entity, and it's literally you're creating something that's taking up space on this planet, are we going to get to a point in the future where the data will be just like so immense that it's going to like throw off, like, I don't know, something on the planet? You know what I mean? Or is that just like too far out thinking?
I don't know. Where's the 5G coming at?
Yeah, right. Can we talk about it?
I don't know what to think about 5G. But oh my goodness.
So what's crazy is, I Googled Trump MySpace, and they're talking about why Trump has MySpace trending on Twitter. So I think that
Yeah, because he went and used the POTUS account on Twitter and got that banned too. He got on there and kept going with his fake facts about being cheated in the election, and they just banned that too. I was like, oh my God.
This guy, man. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. It is what it is. We don't have Chads no more. I'm pretty sure it's a what's the word I'm looking for? Accurate count of everything. So it is what it is at this point. I didn't want to say, as long as nothing changes on the 16th, I'm going to be in Columbia. I don't know the name of the spot, but there's supposed to be a drag show going on down there. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be like more official, big, I don't want to say big production, but how I mentioned before, how I was at Bonjour Crate and that drag show is more like a mini scale drag show. This is going to be more like drag show. So this is going to be interesting. And I want to give a shout out to my boo thing, because this past weekend she was in a pageant for, let me get it right because it's long as heck. It was the Miss America's United States 2021 Junior Miss, Mirrors, and Miss Elite Divisions, North Carolina and South Carolina pageant presented by TMC Productions, and she won South Carolina, America's United States first runner-up Miss for Greenville. So congratulations to my boo doing that thing.
oh, congratulations.
Yeah, she did that. I was like, okay, go ahead, boo. But I think that's it. Let me go ahead and pull out the topic for next week real fast. Let's see here. And we have, is ownership a trend? And we're also going to have
It better be.
Well, but trends come and go. So do you really want it to be a trend? That's what we're going to talk about. See how that can kind of. And we're also going to have a guest on the show, Troop Dizza. He has his podcast going on right now. I won't talk about that at this moment until he gets on the show, so he can talk about it himself. But yeah, it's going to be a fun, interesting show. So
Ain't no pressure.
Yeah. Exactly. Ooh, let's see how she slid it in there. That's about to be on ESPN, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have a little quick interview before we get to the topic with him and all that for next week. So y'all stay tuned for all that.
Thinking about locking my hair, y'all.
Do it.
I love it. It looks so good.
It's just there.
It looks so good.
And it is like early December, then I got sick. So it's just been there. I don't know. Half of it's already stuck.
Y'all know I'm pro natural, so.
That's what.
Yeah, I've always been natural under all my weaves. That's why I just be wearing the weaves. I see, look.
Yeah.
It don't hold a press, so I just be like, I'm just stuck.
That's how my lock started to form. I left my twist in, but the lock in the back had a lot of jewelry on it. And I had left it in for like, I don't know, like a month or so. And I went to take the jewelry off, and only two pieces were not able to come off. And then the braid was just, or no, it might have been a twist. It was a braid or a twist, but it ended up just basically being locked, and I left it. And now I still have that lock.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, my king had a lock before I met him, just one. So it's actually funny we both have one lock.
It works though.
Right. I'm gonna lock it eventually. I definitely wanted to grow first and experience my fro and show the girls different stuff they can do with their hair. I think we need a lot of different positive representations of wearing our hair the natural way it grows from our head. I mean, you got to think about it. It reaches to the sun like a flower. It's nothing more beautiful than that. Life growing and reaching for the stars.
Yeah. I'm with you. Well, let's see. Before we get out of here, just a little quick mention in regards to our service platform that we have here that we're using from Buzzsprout. Just want to say that podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners. The team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed, and you also get your show listed on every major podcast platform. So, just hit our show notes if you are a person interested in starting a podcast. It should be right under the subject matter for this episode. Hit that little link. You get $25 gift card. It helps the show out. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead and start it. And then, after you start it, hit us with an email and then we can cross promote. You know what I'm saying? We'll put you on our show. We'll come on your show, do the whole thing, all that. But along with that, be sure to also follow us on social media, Instagram at Tough Talk Podcast on Instagram, The Tough Talk Podcast on YouTube. To find the show, The Tough Talk Podcast, that's TUFF Podcast, available everywhere you get your podcasts. And am I missing anything, everybody?
No, I think you pretty much caught it.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week with Truth Dizza. And yeah, y'all have a great weekend.
Peace, family. Be safe.
Or a week. Yeah.
Be safe. Meditate.
Yes. Peace.
Don't go to the Capitol.
Right. Avoid the Capitol this whole month. Like, don't do it. Not even on Martin Luther King Day. Just avoid it. Quarantine. All right, see y'all.
See y'all later.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at